Welcome back. This is Deacon Bill of Christ Church Episcopal in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We hope that your last week went well. We're going to continue the stories of getting to know Jesus. We want to give thanks to the Godly Play Foundation for allowing us to share these lessons with our church family. This week, under the series Knowing Jesus in a New Way, the story is entitled Known in Waiting. We remember the season of Easter extends the experience of Easter Sunday for 6 weeks, but it also helps prepare for the coming of the mystery of Pentecost. Jesus' appearances have fascinated people from the disciples to the opponents of the early Christians to the present. It is to tell the story, drawing on the season of Eastertide, to guide us by its structure as we make our way towards Pentecost and the coming of the Holy Spirit in the lives of the disciples and in our own. Our focus here is on Jesus' followers as they experience the fearful wonder and astonishment of this transition time. The disciples were commissioned to spread the good news of the reality they experienced during the transition and in Pentecost. On the 6th Sunday in the season of Easter, we remember how the disciples returned to Jerusalem. They gathered again in their room, and Jesus was there. They were now more comfortable with a new way of knowing him, so they asked him many questions, though most of them were foolish. Lord, will you restore the kingdom to Israel? Jesus cut short such talk. It is not for you to know the time or the seasons. Then he led them out of the room and through the streets. They went beyond the walls of Jerusalem to a hillside, perhaps near Bethany. Then he led them out of there. They stopped and gathered around Jesus. He lifted up his hands, looking at each one, and blessed them. He then withdrew, and a cloud took him out of sight. The disciples stood looking into the cloud until someone said, "Why are you looking up into the sky?" There were 2 men standing there dressed in white. The disciples felt silly. What were they doing looking up into the sky for what they could no longer see? The strangers then answered their own question. This was Jesus. He is gone now, as you have known him. It seemed like a great weight was lifted from their shoulders. The disciples turned and walked back to Jerusalem. Now they had to wait. What was this Holy Spirit he said was coming? How would they know when it arrived? They waited and they waited. While they waited, they found someone to replace Judas. God helped them choose Matthias. So now there were again 12. But they still had to keep waiting. How long would it take for the Holy Spirit to come? Now I wonder if there's anything in your house that you can bring and put beside the picture that you see to help you tell more about this part of the story. Is there something that just calls to you and seems like it needs to be there? Why don't you look around and see? Have your parents ask you if you would like to go and get something and put beside this image to show more about it. I don't know what you're going to get. You are the only one in the world who knows that. If you don't feel like getting something, that's okay. Just enjoy our time together. I wonder what you would like to make for your work today. you can go and, with the help of your parents, work on a project. I'd like you to send me a text to 918 299 7510 or to christchurchtulsa.org. God bless you and have a good week. We'll see you next week.